Often one of the secret corners of DragonCon, or is it? We're not telling you, it's a secret, but we found Adam Savage.
How are you?
Good to see you. We were going to try to find you earlier, but you were in disguise walking around the convention.
Yeah, I was. I've been going to conventions for about, I guess, 4 years now, and one of the key things that I get into is I build a costume for each convention. And this was no exception. I walked the floor for about 2 hours this morning in full head-to-toe, dressed as V for Vendetta, as Guy Fawkes from V for Vendetta. Last year I was Chewbacca here. I did the Joker at Comic-Con, and then the previous year I did a full prosthetic head and chest Hellboy at Comic-Con.
What do you get for perspective? Aside from limited vision, what do you actually get to see around the convention when you're kind of able to wander at will?
The anonymity is rarely a part of it. I got more attention walking around as Hellboy and here last year as Chewbacca than I would get if I walked naked through the lobby. As Chewbacca, I couldn't move more than 2 feet without hundreds of people taking pictures, and everyone, people coming up and hugging you. They're seeing a full-size 7-foot-tall Chewbacca. They have very passionate responses, so it's not like it affords me any greater freedom of movement at the con at all. The V is a little bit more of a low-key costume, so I did get a little more freedom. But to me, it's more like I'm tapping into the same, 7-year-old geek frustration that everyone is dressing up here to address as well. I mean, we all have our issues, and this is like this grand experiment in indulging these really weird proclivities, and putting on a really good costume is one of mine, just like it is a lot of people who come here. So for me, I walk around and I'm a little embarrassed, I'm a little thrilled, it's a little intense. It's all of those things that it is for anybody. So, I feel like I'm getting the full experience that way.
That's nice. I've never actually had to use proclivities in an interview before, so that's good. Thanks for bringing the language to this interview. You do a lot of work in the skeptic type of circles as well, because you guys have a very scientific approach to doing what are seemingly ridiculous things, but you always follow a very methodical process. So do you think that you're into the skeptic community because it's a real interest of yours, or have they just seen that you're presenting things in a way that follows that logical process they like to see in that world?
It's funny that they have a big presence here, because I think there's this whole phenomenon of unintentional skeptical communities. There's a lot of them online. I think the cons are absolutely one of them, because it's people who have decided to do something that's totally for them, totally on their own. I mean, out here, it's like I said, everyone's indulging their own thing. And the same thing with MythBusters. We didn't set out to identify as as a show about skeptical inquiry. It just so happens that, it really is true. Jamie often says that when you want to satisfy your own curiosity, if you want to do it in a methodical way, it's called the scientific method. As soon as you apply a methodology towards satisfying your curiosity, you're performing science.
Right.
And it turns out that that's what we do on the show, but it's not by design.
Okay, science not by design. Well, that sounds like a Devo cover band. That's pretty awesome.
It's unintelligent design.
So you've actually seen our program before. That's awesome.